all know we're going to be live streaming the conversation. So I need your help one more time. I know I've been asking help all day, right? But we need everybody to fill in the center tables because it's going to be live streamed. And everybody and then I know there's some confusion about the books, and there was no malintent. But the books really shouldn't have been passed out. It's supposed to be passed out over here, and it's one book per person. Uh, we purchased them for that for the first 100 people. So if somehow you got more than one, honor system. Please only take one book because and then there are others that we want to share them with. But I really honestly need folks to just move over to this right over here. Let me show you.
Yes. So what states are here? We have Georgia. Woo! Florida. Because you can't say Florida. Florida. All right. In Georgia. Mississippi. Ohio. Ohio. Mississippi. Delaware. Alabama. Woo! Alabama always on it. Okay, who else we have? Maryland, Virginia, Michigan. Woo! Oh yeah, Michigan. Really, Michigan is in the house. Kalamazoo, Pennsylvania. Who? Pennsylvania. DC in the house. Statehood. Let's get some statehood up in here. All right. We good? Okay. Okay. So I can't sing, but there's someone in the room who can. Where are you? Where are you? Dana, you can sing? What you can sing? What can you sing? Come here, Dana. Come here, Dana. Come on, hurry up. We ain't got time now. We're going to be here all night. Come on, Dana. Can she really sing? Come on, Dana. Come on, Dana. Come on, Dana. Dana, where you from? Where you from? New Jersey. Okay, so New Jersey. What can you sing? I had never heard your voice. What kind of song you looking for? What you got? With no music. What you got?
Something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, magnify the Lord. I don't know.
There you go. All right, they're gonna help you out.
Okay. Y'all know the song, Oh, magnify the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Say it one more time. For he is worthy to be praised. Oh, blessed, blessed of thou. So it sounds like someone else knows the song also. So who else want to come up here with me? Okay, let's sing. Hosanna, blessed be the rock. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Hosanna, blessed be the rock. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Oh, magnify the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Come on, y'all. Come on, let's get into it. Oh, magnify the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed, blessed be the rock. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Hosanna, blessed be the rock. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Let's go one more time. Oh, magnify the Lord. See if we can magnify him today because we had some excellent speakers, didn't we? Oh, magnify the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed be the rock, blessed be the rock of my salvation. Hosanna, blessed be the rock. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Thank you. Give her a cookie. Thank you. All right. Think we. Okay, so I am the moderator of the evening. So do you all know who April Ryan is? Yes? Okay, so y'all gonna help me with these questions. What do you want to know before she gets in the room? This is us. Who am I? Okay, I'm Deborah. But what we want to know about April? Well, we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, so we'll do that in a minute. So anybody have a question for April? Yes. What challenges has she had? Oh, okay, because they treated her kind of bad, didn't they, sometimes? Okay. What challenges did she have? Got it. Anyone else? What made her want to write the book or do the job? Write the book and do the job. And do y'all see the title of the book? What is it? No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Some black women will save the world. Black women, period, will save the world. Does that mean us? Like we will save the world again and again and again? Okay, so black women will save the world. An anthem. Okay. All right. So she on the way? All right. Okay, so we want to know how she survived the White House, what challenges has she had, why did she do the job, why she write the book, right? Did you know that there's a shout out to Melanie Campbell in the book? Woo! Did you know there's a shout out to LaShasha Brown in the book as well? Yeah, and she's talked about the Black Women's Roundtable.
Yeah, so that's in the book as well. So I'm excited about this conversation. I've met her a couple of times. I think she's just brilliant. I think the way she's handled, the White House situation has been wonderful. And I'm glad that she's free to talk about her experience because now she's with the grill. And so she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. So I'm glad we're here to support her. You too? Good deal. So today was a good day. Yes? Full? Okay. Y'all work with me because I'm like the time killer. I'm just trying to fill in the time. So, okay. All right. So did anyone go to the girls' track? Any of your girls go? They are having a fantastic session in there. I mean, fantastic. If you get a chance, if they let you, because they're kind of strict, if you can peek in there, what those girls are doing is just absolutely wonderful. The little ones, just beautiful. And anyone who brought girls with them? Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Thank you for all the love. And they're well raised. They look good, they're cute, and they know their stuff. So thank you. All right. Okay, she came in here sparkling. Come on, girl, we're waiting on you. Because we stand between us and the drinks. Now we're going to start. There you go.
Oh, we don't have a DJ, huh? Our DJ left us. That's right. All right. Get it done. Yes. We'll get hey, ladies. I'm back. Well, this is exciting. I love this sister right here. I've loved her from a distance, and now, not just because she's my soror, right, but because she is a sister who has been doing this work, being at a White House correspondent. I met her, right, and this town is it can be a tough town. There's a community, and then there's K Street. There's the White House. Is a whole nother world, and she has lived and been her whole authentic self, no matter who's in office, whether it's Republican or Democrat. She's been able to ask the questions, be in the room, not just be sitting on the sidelines, but be in the room and make sure that she's being the excellent journalist that she is, right? And not being afraid to ask the questions about race or gender, even with who we call our friends, right? Because she's an excellent journalist. So she's going to ask the hard questions, but she does it with a smile, though. This is what I love, right? and so, but before we bring her on further, I'm going to bring up our moderator of the hour, who's going to sit here with our sister April Ryan. Say, April Ryan's in the house. Our sister April Ryan is in the house, but we're going to bring up Deborah Scott, who is the CEO of Georgia Stand Up. So April, and she's an AKA. So we love her. Love her anyhow.
This is what sister love look like. Melanie and I policy guys.
Yes, we did.
So we've been sisters for a long time, about 4 years.
Yes.
Right.
And so she is going to interview our sister for this fireside chat. I know it's been a long day, but we've been rolling, sis. We were on Capitol Hill. You would have just been so proud to see the sisters walking the halls yesterday. We showed up. We were on the Senate swamp. We were at the swamp first. Yeah. We delivered our agenda. They met with Republicans and Democrats. Well, they'll tell you who didn't win, right? And went to the White House with a smaller group with our agenda, making sure that we deliver. And we did have a long day, but we were so excited that your schedule would allow you to be with us. She'll be with us tomorrow too, y'all. But we wanted to take the time because, and then it's okay I tell you what you've done to help me. April called me, I guess a little over a year ago, and I had got arrested or something had happened and done. And she called me at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and what she will do, what she needs to doing her job too. And she said, "When you gonna write that book?" I'm like, "Sometime, at some point." And she said, "No, you need to do it. You need to do it." And you know when someone is a true sister or brother, when they will share their contacts with you. And she did that. And I have an agent. I have a writer. All these things. She didn't have to do that. She's an award-winning author. And she did that. And I thank her for that. And I'm getting it done as fast as I can. We ran into some things, but I just want to thank you publicly. I hadn't even told the public, some folks know, but with her being here, I wanted to publicly thank her for sharing and pushing me to say and to encourage me that I had something to say and to share. So thank you, my sister. I love you. So Deborah.
All right. So, wow. That's some love right there. So, April, I think they want you to sit over here. We gonna wing this. All right, yes. So you're in the company of greatness.
Good evening.
Good evening. You at the power table, right?
I mean, the flower
Isn't
ball.
this pretty?
I mean, this is.
I
love this.
So we're not gonna be traditional, right?
No, I'm
Okay,
not
so-
traditional. Good evening, everyone.
The bio is.
Good evening from Baltimore's finest to all of you. And Deborah, you don't remember, we had the interview. We were thinking about coming to your office with the Georgia elections.
Yes.
But, Georgia was on
But
our
you were
mind.
there when we were at the White House. When Mel took all these women to the White House that first time with Sister Kamala.
Yes.
That was history.
Yes.
We made
this
history.
moment is history.
That's right.
Each person in this room, this moment, you, Melanie, and that's one of the things, and when Melanie was saying that, everything and everyone has a story. Everyone and everything has a story. Some may have a different story, but it's important for your story to get out. And let me say this for real, I appreciate Melanie. And when Melanie got arrested, that was an important moment. That was how many months she, Cora Mastersberry, Tamika Mallory, and others.
Mm-hmm. I was there too.
You were there? Okay, yeah, all right. You remember.
I was there. I was over there.
Just how many months after January 6th,
Right.
these Black women walking peacefully, singing songs of Zion and singing songs of overcoming, they got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got arrested. They went to the lockup.
Yes, we did.
But what happened with January 6th? I remember January 6th. I'll never forget this one picture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, we're not supposed, but I'm giving all of y'all your flowers.
We're doing it.
About, but I remember January 6th, I was told by Maxine Waters and Valerie Jarrett to stay home.
Oh, they knew.
Maxine Waters was the one who gave the Sergeant at Arms, Nancy Pelosi, and the Capitol Police the what for in the Democratic caucus meeting. What are you going to do?
Okay.
Black woman will save the world, right?
Right.
But then here they come. Peacefully. When I see these things, I'm home losing my mind watching all of this. And one of the pieces that got me so upset was seeing this elderly woman hobble down the steps. Elderly woman hobbling down the steps, and this guy in riot gear, police officer in riot gear, helping her down instead of arresting her. But yet they go in to talk about voting rights, to ensure that we have representation. Our one vote, when you pull, write, or draw, whatever, matters. They got arrested. They were sent to the jail cell that had no covers, no cushion. They were sitting on the hard
My niece
bed. What was it Melanie said? Y'all said it was like it was a toilet, an
toilet right
open
there.
toilet
And we
in
were
the
all
middle.
in the same cell.
Yeah, in the same cell. Joyce Beatty, the then head of the Congressional Black Caucus. The black women get arrested.
Well, we already started, so let's just come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna say
But that goes to the power of women.
That's right.
The power
Working
of
together.
black women. The power of black women. We are priceless.
Yes.
And when I say priceless, can you say Karen Bass?
Yes.
$110 million was thrown out there to defeat her. She only had 15 million, and guess what? She won.
She won.
Priceless.
She won. Let's talk about some of these. Have a seat.
Yeah, I'm into this.
We in it. Are y'all in it? Y'all already there?
We're already
skip
talking.
all the formal introduction. Y'all Google her, right?
Tell your
because
friends
we're gonna tell the
to come
story.
down. Tell your friends who are in the rooms, they better come down.
Come
because
down
we're gonna
now.
have church. We're gonna have real conversation.
That's right.
Baltimore is here at the National Harbor.
Baltimore.
Yeah, White House correspondent. Yes, White House correspondent, but sister girl from Baltimore, Morgan State University here, Delta, all that in the house. So let's tell your friends to come down.
In the house.
In the house.
So, what are my first questions? I mean, it's such a beautiful book. Such a beautiful book.
Thank
Black women will save the world.
An anthem.
What made you entitle this book this? What made you do this?
One, the anthem piece, we're going to say it over and over and over and over. For all of you who are in the church, you know what an anthem is. You keep singing it. We're going to keep speaking it because we have, we are, and we will save the world. And I have an aunt, my late mother's sister. When my mother was transitioning this life 16 years ago, she said, I need you to take care of April. She was my godmother too, right? Her older sister. So she said, look, I'm going to take care of these babies. She helped me raise my children. I'm a divorced mother of two girls, right? For all intents and purposes, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm a stereotype.
Right.
Bump that, right? Because we don't live according to what they say we are, right?
Say that.
So my aunt said, this same aunt that was charged with taking care of me and my children 16 years ago, she said, April, you always do your homework, but tell me how Black women are going to save the world. I said, Aunt Pearl, she's in her 80s now, and she's still coming with her husband who has dementia to my house, taking care of my kids.
What?
Yeah, that's love, you know? That is love. And she said, how Black, you know, I know you do your homework, but how Black women saving the world? I said, you don't know?
You don't know.
I said, wait a minute, you are one of the ones who are saving the world because you've enabled me to be able to go out there and speak truth. And she's like, oh, okay. But we take for granted what we do, have done, who we are. We are all up in the church house, in the schoolhouse when something's wrong, in the government house, walking with Melanie yesterday, talking to senators, Republicans. Come on, they weren't looking for you.
Yeah.
You are the antithesis of what, you know, what they believe. You are the juxtaposition of everything that they're standing for right now. They're trying to erase our history, and we are the history of
we
this
are
nation.
her story. And it's Women's History Month, right?
It's happy Women's History, happy Black Women's History Month.
That's right. That's right. So April, take us back a little bit and tell us a little bit about your story, because you have represented us so well. I mean, when no one else was there, you were there asking the questions, sitting up front. How'd you get there? How'd you get to the White House?
I stumbled into it.
Stumbled?
For real, I stumbled into it. I started out in college as a DJ.
A DJ? All right. I think we didn't have a DJ. We might have our DJ today.
I'm not DJing, but my mic sounds nice. So, I used to work for Dorothy Brunson, the first Black woman to own a television and radio, radio stations in the nation. When she bought WEBB, that was once owned by the late great James Brown. Get back. Yeah. So I was DJing in the middle of the night between school hours, between classes, but I always fell back on the yearning for information. I grew up in a house where my parents were very forward thinking. They were always watching the news, listening to the news. That AM transistor will never leave my head. But we were that family who did Walter Cronkite every night. That's the way it was.
You watch the news.
For those who are wise in years, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Google it, okay? But I always looked to that information piece. And I didn't always get it by doing a transition from record to record or giving the time and temp at the top of the hour. And I don't think I wasn't that conversational. Everyone else was able to talk about Sade and, all these other people.
You was playing good music.
Yeah, Maputo, James Sanborn. James. I forgot.
All of
it.
David
David Sanborn. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
See, that's why I'm not a DJ anymore. But I know Sade. It was my intro into this moment. And in college, I switched from being a DJ to being a news producer, from a news producer to doing news. So it just kept going and going throughout Baltimore, Chattanooga, Tennessee, believe it or not, Frederick, Maryland, Washington, D.C. And everywhere I went, I always, threw out some stringer stories. If there was something newsy in a town, I would throw out a story to the networks. Well, this little network, this boutique network called American Urban Radio Networks, kept watching me. They said, And Baltimore is a very newsy town. Baltimore is so close to Washington, D.C. I'm literally 50 miles door to door from the White House to my house.
Oh, yeah.
But the mindset is totally different.
Yeah.
Baltimore and D.C. are totally different. Even though we're close in proximity by miles, the mindset is so far apart. But the NAACP is still in Baltimore. And the story that really launched my career was not if, but when Ben Chavis was going to leave. I was breaking that story. And Ben Chavis and I are still friends to this day. Okay. But I broke the story.
You broke the story.
I broke the story. Okay. Little old Baltimore girl broke the story. And my career is now her story after that.
Yeah. But how'd you get to the White House?
They saw it and they told me I was actually going to replace a man who was a legend. His name was the late Bob Ellison. He had become the first Black president of the White House Correspondents Association. He had been there for 17 years prior to me coming. And he was transitioning out and they said, oh, well, we would love for you to be the Washington bureau chief. I said, oh, yeah, sure. Sometimes you jump for things you're not ready for. I jumped. But it wound up being the White House. And I'm going to tell you, to be honest with you, that's a space that you're grandfathered into. And if you don't look like them, you're not on the inside. You don't know. I was stumbling for weeks and months. And I'll never forget telling my late mother when she was alive, like the first 2 weeks, I said, Mommy, I hate it here. I want to leave. She said, oh, no. This was like 26 years ago. She said, no. She said, you cannot leave. She said, you have to stay there at least 2 years or people will think you got fired. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
Now everyone's jumping from job to job like it's no big deal. But if I left, people because they did a big send-off for me in Baltimore, a little Baltimore girl done good, But the problem is that, she said, stay for 2 years and I can go. I've been there 2 years plus 24. So, but now I am the longest serving Black female journalist at that White House.
That's right. Black or just female?
Black female and in position in the next 2 years to be the longest serving ever.
That's right. So you've seen some things. You've heard some things. You've been disrespected.
Been through some things.
So we've been telling stories over the last couple of days. We've been talking to Black women about what refreshes you, what rejuvenates you, what gives you power, what gives you peace. How do you center yourself? And so as you've been through all of that, tell us a couple of stories about what you've learned from this experience.
I need a prayer cloth.
They can
Oh,
see
they
it. They can
see
see a little bit.
Oh, no, we don't want that. Can I have a prayer cloth? Thank you.
Wait, give me a scarf right there? Let me have a
Yes.
scarf.
Thank you. Thank you. That's Morgan's colors. Thank you.
That's Georgia stand-up colors too.
That's whose colors?
Georgia stand-up.
Is this okay? Okay. Am I good? Am I good? Thank you.
There's a little one right there.
Oh, TV people, we don't want that. Thank you.
Huh?
No,
It's me.
Me? What happened? What here? Oh, thank you. Oh, all
See,
over
black
the place.
women be taking care of us. Give us another scarf. What we got to do?
What's going on? Where? Around my neck?
It's the bottom.
Okay. Down my center. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
see.
just
I'm
adjust
all orange. Okay, hold on.
The dress is bad though.
Okay.
No, that's a pretty dress.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Just pull it out.
Am I good now?
Okay.
Yeah, look, you the one need to do. You look good, girl. Okay. Oh, right here. Oh, that's what it is. Thank you. Thank you.
I love black women.
See, this is the Black Woman Network. Okay.
All right. There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, whoop. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, we got too much going on here. Who got it?
Hold on. Okay.
It's such a pretty dress.
Thank you. Yes, stand. Oh, hold on. Wardrobe malfunction.
I love black women.
There we go. Whoa. Okay.
All right. Are we good? We together? All right.
Thank you.
All right. We didn't catch all that on camera, right? We're all right. Okay.
Okay.
So
the dress is
that
not too tight, but it was just like it just.
it's a beautiful dress.
Yeah. Thank you. I just had to shift.
That's right. We have
The refresh. The
right.
refresh.
Refresh. So what have you learned about this whole world of refreshing?
What helps me refresh? Sisters like this who can say, "Sister, your skirt is a little crooked. Let me help you." That that makes it authentic, and I want to help you rise and look good, not being. I can't stand that.
The cattiness.
I can't stand that. Why do we do that to each other? We need each other. I can't stand that. But I like when we can compliment one another, when we can support one another, when we can be the pipeline for the next one to come through.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to be there always. And I want there to be another person. I'm not going to say another April Ryan, because each one's blessings are different. And what my blessing is may not be someone else's, and what someone else's may not be mine.
That's right.
But I want you to thrive and survive and rise in the way that you are intended to, that you're destined to. So I want to create a pipeline to bring people in. And I love times like this, because this is a pipeline to show people how to connect with government leaders, connect with people who can change the difference or have to make change the difference that we need. But when it comes to me, the refreshing, just moments of peace. I like to make candles.
Candles?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
April Ryan candle line.
There is one. It's actually, it is. It's called Jer Candles.
Okay.
And down the street at Mahogany Books, they sell them. Yes.
Okay. We're going to get the candles.
About 300 candles of our candles. I'm telling you, we work so much. How many of you literally don't sleep well at night? See, you know what? You have to balance that out with creativity. Because that messes with the left side of your brain. So it balances out your brain so you can sleep. I wasn't sleeping. And I started sleeping when I started relaxing and working with my hands and being mindless. We need those moments.
Mindless moments. All right, y'all writing these notes down? Because I'm collecting a whole bunch of notes over this week.
I talk about that in the book too. So, and I'm not, it's not just me doing the candles, my fiance and I.
Wait. She said fiance. Wait. Okay, now we're about to drop it. Okay, tell us about the lighting of the candles and the fiance. and
Actually, our real first date was, because I told him, I said, and the candles are kind of an homage to my mom. Because when she died 16 years ago, she did not, the doctor told her she could not, Black women love a good candle. Black women love a good candle, and she, she loved candles. But at that time, there were no soy candles. The oncologist said, "Look, you can't have a fireplace, you can't barbecue, you can't use coal, briquettes and stuff, and you can't use a candle. And if you do, it has to be a soy candle." Who knew about soy candles 16 years ago? That's right. And I was like, oh my gosh. And when she passed away, I was pregnant with my daughter, and I couldn't really mourn. And I think I'm finding ways now to mourn.
You said you couldn't mourn?
I really couldn't mourn. I cried. I was upset, but I had to make sure that child came into this world, and she came into this world whole. And it was a troubled pregnancy, but 16 years later, I think about her every day, and I work through it by the candles, helping others be healthy in a healthy way and loving her. So, and if you go on the website, jaredcandles.com, you'll see it. It's an homage to her. And it's my way of working through. She was my shero, but she also told me she wanted me to have joy in my life. So the joy comes in from hiking, just doing things, again, not being in that box that they tell us we have to be in. I like to fish, but I don't like to get on a boat because I'll get seasick. For real. I'm not that cruise girl. I'm not that cruise girl.
Right.
But I'm not mad at you for a cruise, But as we fight, we got to come back. As we work, we got to come back. We give to everyone. We got to come back and find our center. Because for all of you not sleeping, it's because you're giving so much and you're not putting back in. And that part's in the book too.
Yeah.
That part is in the book. And one of the people I talked to for the book, to include Melanie and Latasha Brown and Valerie Jarrett and Keisha Lance Bottoms and Stacey Abrams. Why did I call her Stephanie? I got Stephanie on my mind. Stacey Abrams. And you talk about another shero. And we need to change our mindset. And I'm getting ready to go back to the piece about giving. But we got to change our mindset. She is not a loser by no stretch of the imagination. That woman can write her ticket anywhere she wants in this moment. And we know this, and you're down there, and you tell me if I'm wrong. They threw all that money, all that dark money and everything against her. All those votes were against her. It didn't travel down the line to Herschel Walker, but it went for Kemp because they strategically wanted to keep her from winning, right? It was about keeping her from winning. It wasn't about Kemp. It was about keeping her from winning, because this singular Black woman had the audacity to do something unthinkable and unimaginable, to turn that red state blue by getting those two Democrats elected in the United States Senate. She caused a conundrum in Georgia. We had Georgia on our mind.
Yes, we do.
We sang the song for about 2 years. But that woman could have been on the presidential ticket. That woman her trajectory is just amazing. But with that, as she went and did all of this work, and they thought she couldn't do it. But she did. Stacey Abrams is today. Let's go back to 1966. And Stacey Abrams uses her creativity to write books, right? I bet you she sleeps well at night. She's using creativity as well as her fight. We can't pour everything in and not put back. 1966, we saw a beautiful picture of some Black men with some Tams and some leather jackets, right? Ooh, they were fine. You know where I'm going.
We were little girls then.
I'm gonna tell you, but I might have been a little girl, but I knew what a good looking looked like. They were vilified for that look, for who they were, for their 10-point plan.
Mm-hmm. The Panthers.
You know who I'm talking about.
We had younger
about
ones.
the movie. I'm talking about
the Black Panthers.
Oakland and Chicago.
Yes.
I'm talking about people who committed to service for love of the community with a 10-point plan. A 10-point plan included what?
Breakfast.
Feeding our children in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to go to school and learn when your stomach is empty, right?
That's right.
Fed our children. They were vilified then. What's the federal government doing now? Feeding our children in the morning. Once again, their 10-point plan included issues of policing. Where are we now? We're still dealing with issues of policing. 10-point plan also, included so many other things, but this other thing, free clinics, right?
Yep.
What's the federal government doing now? Paying for health care in our community with clinics. And I say all that to say, as we see the picture, the optics of it, men. Frederica Newton is in the book. She is the widow of Huey P. Newton, the founder of Black Panther Party, a dear friend. She blew my mind when she said this. She said 70% of the party were what? Women.
Yeah.
70% of the Black Panther Party were women. Because they served. Their service was about LOVE, love to the community.
That's right.
They put their lives on the line, literally, for us, for better, for first-class citizenship, just to bring us out of those negatives that we continue to see. But with that said, they fought so hard, ladies and gentlemen, that Frederica said, she still has a hard time with that self-love and self-care thing. Yeah. That's deep. We're so used to giving and pouring into others that we forget ourselves. And that's a key. Okay, thank you. I love this sister right here. You are on it, honey. Thank you. We have to remember, as we give to others, we have to give to ourselves. This book is about history, but it's also about us loving ourselves, because we've done so much to lift up the home, the schoolhouse, the government. You heard me say it before, but we don't get our credit.
So this is a love letter to Black women.
It is my love letter to this nation about Black women. And I'm so shocked that it took this long.
This long.
2023. Well, it came out in 2022, but 2022, 2023, for it to happen. And I said, okay, all right, people might hear me. I said, because, I sit in a unique perch. I've seen, like you said, when you came to the White House, and that was a moment of history. All those Black women flanked around the first Black woman vice president of the United States of America.
That's right.
That was to go in that room, to see that sea of Black women with the vice president of the United States, who looks like you and me. But the thing that really got me, because I had talked to the publisher before. I said, look, I want to do this book. And we talked about doing it towards the end of the Trump years, because I wanted to write about Black women, because I was like, we're amazing, It wasn't time. But when Joe Biden put Kamala Harris on that ticket, they were like, wait a minute, you might be on to something. I said, I told you. So, and he actually wasn't thinking about doing that. He made that one promise, and I talk about this in the book, to put a Black woman in the U.S. Supreme Court. And a person who had his ear said, look, he doesn't think that way. I said, okay. But when George Floyd happened, that was that transformational moment when the world marched in the midst of death, COVID, all for that one life, the accountability for the loss of that life and how it was done. So Amy Klobuchar vocalized that you need to put a Black woman on that ticket. Then our sisters Angela Rye and Joy Reid, Sonny Hostin, Tiffany Cross did that op-ed. You need to put a black woman on that ticket. Then people were like, there's something to this.
Yeah.
You need to put a black woman on that ticket. Well, the list expanded from Amy Klobuchar and Elizabeth Warren to Stacey Abrams, to Keisha Lance Bottoms, to Susan Rice, to Kamala Harris, to Karen Bass. And it happened. I was shocked. But then he kept that promise about
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I still get goosebumps about that. You know, I've been at the White House for 26 years and I've seen a lot. And like I said, I want the new generation to come in and see. I've seen history. I'm good. You know, if I would to close my eyes today, I'm like, I'm good. You know,
good.
I'm good. So I told my colleague, I said, why don't you go? But I loved it more watching it on television with the world versus being in the cross hall. Because they were like, I can't believe, April, you didn't come. I said, I'm good. But to see that white man as president of the United States, flanked by 2 black women.
That's a powerful picture.
That was a powerful picture. I was taking the picture of the TV screen like probably the rest of you. I was screaming and shouting. And when she got up there starting talking black church and quoting Maya Angelou, I said, Lord have mercy, this is it. I lost my journalistic stance and became a human being, a black woman who was proud. Our ancestors fought so hard, never imagining that this moment would be here. I think about Grandma Moses, right? Grandma Moses, you know, she kept going back in spite of her husband going to somebody else. She kept going back. She was hurt, but she kept going back to
Harriet
save the
Tubman.
fruit. Yeah, my mother used to call her Grandma Moses in our house. Yes, Harriet Tubman. She kept going back. Think about this, the power of that singular slave to take the profit off of a plantation. And they kept looking for her, and she kept going back. The dis-ease in her spirit and the determination for freedom. A singular black woman. Do you realize who we are? Do you realize? And in this moment, and let's talk about Atlanta had a mayor named Keisha. I love saying that. I love talking about Keisha Lance Bottoms. You talk about somebody saving Joe Biden, she did it twice. Remember that challenge that Kamala Harris had in that debate about busing? Oh, that was a pretty low day for Joe Biden, low night. But the next day,
Things change. Huh?
Things changed with Keisha Lance Bottoms, black woman going out there saying, whether you liked it or not, she shifted that negative dynamic for this man who had been fighting forever to become president. A black woman. Then when his poll numbers were so low yet again in the White House, who did he call? Not Ghostbusters, he called Atlanta had a mayor named Keisha. I love that. But yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple of words we're dealing with this week.
Words?
Reset words. Power words. Reset. Rejuvenate. Reimagine. Resist and act. Right? So as you are in the part of your life that you have reset, because I heard about the fiance, and we're making candles and wine and flowers, and
I'm not making wine. If I'm making wine, what's it called? Moonshine? No, I never.
That's grown folk stuff.
Yeah, that's grown folk stuff. But you know what? And I have no shame in this. I'm 55 years old. I'm a divorced mother. I got a divorce in 2011. Never imagined that I would be in this space. And really, to be honest with you, I didn't want to be in this space, because after you go through a crazy marriage, right? You got it. Yeah. Ooh,
They
child.
talking back to you today.
Ooh, child. Went through a crazy marriage. And then you got a crazy president running after you. You don't know who to trust. And he ran after me for 3 years.
He did. What? I mean, he just picked you out every time. Every time you asked a question, he would come for you. What was that about?
The strength of a Black woman.
And a lot of guilt, right? You made him uncomfortable.
Let me say this to you. He went after Maxine Waters. He went after Frederica Wilson. That's right, from Florida. He went after anybody Black who dared to, challenge him and speak truth about the moment. And he wanted to use this Black woman from Baltimore who was at a smaller radio network. He didn't think, I was going to do anything. Well, some of the Republicans told me, they said, he didn't think you were as formidable as you were. He didn't realize each and every one of you, when you reached your hand out and you kept telling me that I would put my hand out when I saw you on TV, you don't realize the thoughts and the prayers sustain me. No weapon formed against me
shall prosper. That's right. Not one weapon. Not one.
You guys don't know.
Jesus. That's all right.
You guys don't know what came my way. They told me I had to call it out so I could live. Melanie knows. Bomb squad at my home. Had to move my home with my children, all the while running from people. Had to get a bodyguard. What? All of this going on. All of this going on so I can make sure my children were safe and I was safe. And when we are not right, the house isn't right.
Right.
So in the midst of the fear, I had to come home smiling. Hey guys, what's going on? All the while cringing as people were coming up to my house and we would see them. Yeah. Oh, you don't know. You don't know. That's why I'm saying today. That's why I'm here today, Melanie.
What?
That's why
you're here today.
That's why I'm here today. Because Black women saved me, and you told me to keep going. You told me to keep going. And if I would have let him stop me, what was around the corner? 25 years. What was around the corner? 26 years. What was around the corner? Byron Allen saying, "I salute you."
Right.
With $1 million party at the museum and Mary J. Blige singing.
Well, for you.
Yeah, for me. Didn't he?
Because you're a Black woman who has saved the world.
But I came here because it was important. One, I celebrate my sister and I celebrate every Black woman out here. And everything you do in your community is not for naught, okay? You are making a difference. And sometimes we don't see our efforts. Reset, rejuvenate, reimagine, act, all of that. I'm just going to say this. When you sow a good seed and you keep sowing, that harvest is going to come up somewhere.
Yes.
And your harvest is coming, trust me. If it's not tomorrow, you are starting the planting that someone else is going to continue so that harvest comes. That's all. I'm here. Y'all made me cry.
So this is that room. This room, it's been doing it. So in the interest of time, because they want you to
shut us down.
Well, we will shut it down, right? But the thing is, they want to get your signed books.
Oh, I will sign.
And so we're gonna have a little line over there,
if you don't mind, because I want all of us. I want y'all to be safe, and I need to be safe.
That's right.
I still got a book tour. I'm still signing books.
That's right. We want you to be safe.
Yeah.
But we want to thank you for first of all, your book matches the stage perfectly.
It does.
Just perfectly. Right. So we want to thank you for writing this anthem to Black women. We want to thank you for representing us oh so well.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for making those good candles. We're going to go buy some candles too.
Gotta go over there.
But we
So
really,
if you want to, they're over at Mahogany Books. There's a smaller selection right now. But if you want to go online, jarecandles.com, Jare candles.com. That's the candle. That's where our candles are. And they're amazing.
But Mother's Day is coming up. Wait a minute, sisters. I see y'all lining up for
I love each and every one of them.
You're lining up for the free books to be signed. But what we want you to do is to commit to buying these books for your friends as gifts, for your mothers, for your sister friends. We have Mother's Day coming up. We have Easter coming up. Let's support a Black woman who has what? Save the world. Yes. Thank you so much, April. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for making me cry.